apparently some people from chat are Avatar Blue people sympathizers. All right, when in all should be that we should all agree that humans come first. If you're a human, I don't care. You have that good part of you that's saying, "Hey, does this feel right?" Humanity first. Humanity first.
Always.
Always. Yeah. Always.
Exactly. Sorry, I need to correct.
I'm just saying, it's always first. Humanity first. We were born to conquer the stars, and we will conquer this planet from these blue people. They will not stop us.
And if we want a precious metal that has a really stupid name, or
you could take it.
And if you're in our way, I don't care if you have babies, they're gonna die.
I'd sell you all out for half a burger. This is why you're not a conqueror, Rasputin in chat. This is why you're not a conqueror. We were born
don't
to
worry.
inherit the stars.
I'll sell him to you.
No, wait, what?
Oh,
no!
God.
Hey!
No!
Hey! No! Bad! No!
I need that's not allowed. I need to be allowed to strap him down and watch Chris Chan videos. You cannot sell him to someone else.
He could let you borrow him.
I am not to be borrowed. You cannot pass me around like that. I am my own person.
Not in my world. I need some. Never mind. I can't.
No, don't stop.
I need a personal assistant. Okay, I'll use that word.
No,
personal assistance.
Okay, we're.
Oh God.
Oh God. Are we endorsing slavery now? Why?
I'm not. I said assistance.
Okay. All right.
They may or may not have a choice.
Play the video.
But they have a bed. They have blankets. They have clothes. They get fed at least one time. Once a day. So.
One time does not. One time can be multiple different things.
Listen, I am not cheap, so you better fucking behave. Motherfucker, you guys cannot afford me. What are you going off about? You guys can't afford me.
I know, guys. The twink is expensive.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
No.
No. Oh God. Mally, here's the good thing about that you don't have a lot of fan art yet.
Yeah, that's great. Great. I don't have to see this. I don't have to see this.
Now you don't have to see yourself strapped down while there's multiple anime women fighting over you.
No,
and
thank you. Thank you for not. Thank you, obscurity. Thank you, obscurity.
So that means, guys, keep that on the list for commission ideas. Is what I'm saying.
No. No. What is that statement? Bad. Bad. God, please no. No, please no. No, thank you. I don't want that. Can we play the video, please?
About Xenocide.
Yeah, Xenocide. Yeah, Xenocide.
Jake Sully has killed me, which means they have taken my brain data and put it into you, a giant blue freak.
Damn.
Gentlemen, welcome back to Bureau Files. We're going over how I, a blue freak, would obliterate the blue freaks again. Avatar 2, The Way of Water. I'll go free, baby. If Avatar 1 wasn't enough to wet your palate,
that's why we're talking about them again.
Avatar 2 is there for you.
Yeah.
This movie spawned one of my favorite memes, the Avatar Chud meme. The Turbo Moto avatars and all their military kit looking like JROTC kids at your local high school. Hey, you better stand at attention, I'm talking to you, son. Unironically, I do actually wear Oakleys every once in a while.
I am back.
I find them to be exquisite sporting sunglasses.
You missed a lot.
And they have a really... My body camera's off now.
You just missed the wonderful image of what's going to happen to Mally.
No!
Avatar,
move it on!
The Way would bring the infamous traitor, Jake Sully, that betrayed humanity, hat girl tail, literally, and for chances to ride around on a dragon. As understandable as that betrayal
dragon one
is,
makes
because
more
not gonna
sense.
lie, that all sounds pretty sick. We talked about it in the first video. Humanity comes first.
Exactly.
No Xeno scum will stand in the
Yee.
way of humanity's progression throughout the
Yep,
stars. Now, where we last left off. In the first episode, I talked about how I would improve the general plan of the low-flying bombing raid that the humans went with. I know that the rocks were some kind of interference, but we could probably work around those rocks to some regard, as well as some other advanced methods of fighting the tall blue freaks to get to
Robots.
the unobtainium
I can't
that
believe
we
we don't
want
really
ever
see
so
robots in
badly.
those
If we can grow these blue
Like
freaks
AI.
in tubes,
Yeah.
I guarantee you we can come up with some sort of virus that would absolutely wipe them out.
Sure.
I'm not a
Yeah.
monster. Now, funny enough, the first Avatar video was not popular to certain folks. They thought the idea of conquering the blue freaks seemed a little bit too heinous. These folks
Why?
are often in tune with their emotions. They're a little bit more sensitive. They don't understand what it takes to conquer the stars. The video is also based on a massive amount of fiction. These folks got pretty butthurt, so I know that the video
Oh,
was
boy.
a good one.
It
I
was
even
a
saw it
good
pop
one,
up
yeah.
on some vile subreddits talking about how I was promoting the idea of
Genotype.
Can you guys believe that?
really-
I would never condone
Xeno.
Gerund.
I believe that murdering your
Xeno.
fellow man in cold
Xeno,
blood
it's
is
a
evil, and I
difference.
think it's even more heinous to murder massive amounts of people in cold blood. Now, what they have confused for
Genome.
is actually called xenocide. Xenocide, a
Yes.
definition. A xenocide
Yeah.
refers to the killing or attempted killing of an entire alien species.
Totally different.
Xenocide. Can you use it in a sentence, please? I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say them all. Xenocide.
Yeah.
Xenocide.
And
That is
I
correct.
support that.
Now, if you get mad at
Murder.
a fictional plan to take out the Na'vi from a made-up movie, I don't know what to do for you.
It's a movie. You gotta grow up.
In the Avatar lore, the Earth is overcrowded. The movie takes place in 2154. In the second movie, we fast forward just
At
a little
least-
bit. It gets us to the year
Okay.
2168.
Let me say this.
Mm.
I'll give James Cameron this. At least he chose a time period that we're not going to be alive for, as opposed to everyone's like 2016 or
You
some
never
shit.
know.
I guess, yeah.
In the Avatar universe, 14
You
years
never
have
know.
passed since the first
If they try to
movie.
put me in
and
a
real
robot,
life,
kill me.
13 years have passed since the Avatar movie came out between the first and the second one. I thought it was kind of fun.
I'll do it. Don't worry.
If they put me in a
Now, if you apply
robot,
the rules of all role to
May God
Avatar,
help my soul.
14 years is a lot for technology to
And I
advance.
hope nobody gets their hands on
since
me.
it has hit the warp drive on technological progression, and like every 10 years, even now, feels like a massive jump in the technology that we have. 10
True.
years ago,
Yeah.
by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be 2025. 10 years ago, it was 2015. Think of all the stuff you didn't have in 2015
Well,
as
we could
opposed to
also
what
talk
we
about
have
Moore's
now.
Law,
The
but,
rectangle
eh.
of dread that you have in your pocket only gets better and better, stealing all of your data, becoming more technologically smart, and we are getting ever so
The
close to
social
the
credit.
AI-human wars. At the time of this video, 14 years ago, is 2011. You know what my life looked like in 2011? I was good at Call of Duty back then. Now I'm getting slide canceled into oblivion by a bunch of kids that were my age when I was melting dudes getting off their 9 to 5. Think about warfare. 14 years ago, sure, there were drones flying around, but they weren't the
Ooh,
threat that they
drones.
are
Spoon's
today.
favorite.
How they've kind of changed the modern landscape, where a small little FPV drone that's maybe $1,000 can now take out a main battle tank that's worth millions. So in the second
Was that
movie,
the Ukraine
humanity
stuff?
shows back up after Jake Sully
FPV.
started his family and have been chilling with the Na'vi, enjoying
How many
life.
kids
He
did
had
he
a nice
have?
little window of
Um,
paradise. He was enjoying
Yes.
his
a
time,
lot.
raising a family, doing what a father
I don't know, I didn't
does.
watch the
And
movie,
I
so
respect
I
him
wouldn't
for that.
actually
I
He's
didn't
like a
either.
nice, responsible young man, or young Na'vi now, raising a family. Hey, he's a good dude in that regard. I like him for that.
Huh.
But we still have to conquer the stars.
Yeah, but we
so
still have
humanity
to
shows
conquer
back
the
up 14 years
stars.
later. Well,
Look at that.
prepared. This
Oh,
time they show up
humanity.
in mass. And as they
Humanity.
land on the planet, they leave a massive wake of destruction, clearing the area for what is to come.
Humanity.
I guarantee you, the value of Pandora is not lost on the human race. Though there was that setback in the first movie where most of them had to leave, I guarantee you they got back. They said, wait, what happened?
What did they do to
okay.
you?
And all hands on deck were to create
Yeah, it
In
might
the
not be.
cavalry.
This is
starships capable of
personal. This is
traveling the
personal
universe
now.
to get back to Pandora to get those natural resources that were
Smash
vital to
City
humanity's
Pandora, damn.
progression. Now let's get into some logistics. Pandora is a habitable moon outside of a massive gas giant. It is 4.37 light years away. It takes a human 6 years to get there, which means the humans were traveling at approximately 4.28 trillion miles per hour, or 135,730 miles per second. That's about 72.8%.
There might be other resources they want.
Some numbers at you. Hope
not every village is on a resource
zone. In the film, Pandora is depicted as being located in the Alpha Centauri A system, rotating the gas giant Polyphemus. Polyphemus it is. It's unclear in the lore and the research that I conducted if there are habitable planets that come into the lore of the Avatar universe.
Just release a gas that makes you sterile.
Invested
Just wait 100 years.
James Cameron's Avatar was
say
the humans to
never
win,
mind.
though they're making the humans out to be the bad guys.
I was about to say something heinous.
But nonetheless, about the other inhabitable planets, Pandora stands to benefit humankind greatly.
I want to save the metal, just sterilize the planet.
Vital stepping stones to get even further into the universe and beyond. Now, there is a level of reality
Earth is dying
versus morality that I was thinking about with this kind of topic, where you have space colonization. Now, many folks would look at the movies of Avatar.
Hope spread pacifism, even if you have to kill everybody on the planet.
Because they want to feel good about themselves. They want to think that they are the good guy. They want to view what the humans are doing on Pandora as the bad guys. Because that is the narrative that is being fed to you. But the free thinkers amongst you know that the humans are in fact the good guys. Clearly, the humans are coming to exploit Pandora's natural resources. In the movies, they of course made the human factions
Nuclear Gandhi
corpo greedy sons
yes.
of guns. They don't care about the Na'vi. They don't have their humanitarian lenses on. They just want to make those shareholder profits as large as possible. And I think that was an opportunity missed. I know that maybe spoon-feeding your audience is a little bit easier than making them truly think about what's going on. I was thinking it could have been more interesting if there was some sort of human figure in a leadership position, wrestling with the moral dilemma that, hey, yeah, maybe these Na'vi aren't these bad guys that we have to fight. They're just protecting their home, and he can resonate with that. Because what if an outsider came and invaded your home to take your natural resources?
I thought there was an anime movie that tackles these ideas better,
for the greater sake of humanity and his species, he has to fight them to get their natural resources, and he wrestles with that internally and morally. I think that would make for an interesting character as opposed to just some cartoon bad guys.
Never watched it,
would I let humanity die and wither because of the mistakes of those that came before me? Or do I make the hard decision now and do what's good for humanity and conquer these blue freaks? Choose your space races.
Good.
Now, it's just a thought, right?
I'm
to give
doing
the
what's good
audience
for
a little
humanity.
bit more complexity to the situation. They're not going to do that because they need like an easy, go Jake Sully, fight against the human, like storyline because it's like a mainstream movie.
Suffer not the Xeno to
Yes.
On a weird side note, I don't think
I
the
will
humans would
stop
actually
your
just completely
suffering
wipe out the Na'vi
by
to win. Historically
stopping your
speaking, if you look at the
existence.
Spanish conquest of the Aztecs,
The
Spanish
universe will
conquistadors
not
weren't
hear your
slaughtering
cries,
every
nor
native
would
they
it weep.
came across. Sure, they carried like germs and pathogens that would eventually be really.
It's bad that immediately when I think of the Spanish, I immediately think about what the Spanish generally do is they really like the natives. So if they took out the Na'vi, would they really like the Na'vi? Like the Spanish really like the natives?
Really bad for everybody, but
Listen,
many of
I'm
the
a product of
conquistadors
it.
leveraged the
Like?
surrounding
Listen, I'm a
tribes
product
under
of
the
said-
boot of
of
the
said-
Aztecs and
I'm
used
a
them to
product
help
of
conquer
said
the
shit.
Aztecs themselves because the Aztecs were just doing
Same.
so much human sacrifice that
You're all
was way
product here
overboard that all the
of said
surrounding
shit,
tribes were
except I
tired
don't
of
know,
getting all their
hey, Theo,
people
are you
sacrificed
product
to
of
a
that?
sun god. Can you imagine like the
No.
Aztecs' face when they
okay,
stopped
then.
human
Is there a
sacrifice
token
and the
white
sun
guy?
still comes up? I think eventually the Na'vi would integrate into human
exactly. You gotta
society, at
screwy
least on
poop the
Pandora, and
natives.
eventually, of course, the Na'vi would dominate the NBA because
They
they are
would,
so
though.
freaking tall. It's a natural progression, you guys.
Yeah.
Now, through the wrong, guys, it's not okay. Can't do that. To defend the humans in the movie, they didn't do anything too morally reprehensible. At least not what like first world nations do today. They didn't create a virus to wipe out the Na'vi. They didn't nuke the Na'vi. They didn't drone strike Na'vi weddings. They didn't false flag the Na'vi.
Oh my god.
A little too on the nose. For the most part, the humans played the game with the gloves on. These guys aren't as bad as you think. When humans first showed up, they even tried to help the Na'vi.
Yeah.
Now, there actually was an incident of a little bit. The incident was Sekops massacred a clan and took their kids. Then to cover up the massacre, lye was used to cover up the corpses and poison gas was released to stop investigations into the area. Now, this was actually hidden from the RDA, the Resource Development Administration, through fabricated reports. So there was some no-no stuff going on. Humans acting out of line. Now, I don't know how canonical this is to James Cameron's movie, but I was reading this from, I believe, the Avatar wiki. Quick side note from the first episode. Many of you talked about how nukes should have been used, but the RDA had its hands tied with the legality of using weapons of mass destruction on Pandora, because that would jeopardize their, I believe, their sole right to mine the planet, making them possibly trillions of dollars. To counterpoint the legality of their hands being tied, the RDA is a massive, massive corporation. They're like this corporate powerhouse on Earth, kind of replacing certain governments with how powerful they are. So in theory, they could probably get away with whatever they want. That being said, it's probably a bad idea to nuke a planet you want to try and inhabit. Like a planet that looks like the Garden of Eden, that just has like weird looking animals. Probably not the best idea to turn it into a nuclear wasteland. I will say one of my fears is like a giant mega corporation taking over Earth, and they like monetize sunsets, so you have to like pay to like watch the sunset ad free. If that ever happens, I will become Ted Kaczynski on trend. But I want my shareholder profits. Now, as far as hyper advanced people making contact with less advanced people goes, I will say the humans were very friendly and forgiving as far as that interaction would typically go. It's what humanity hopes for when people talk about aliens. Like, if aliens show up, they have the technology to wipe us out, but hopefully, you know, they give us the fire to a whole new technological discovery. As far as human history goes, wherever the advanced civilization shows up, it always led to some level of conquering the less advanced civilization. And that less advanced civilization really didn't stand much of a chance. Now, in human history, there were actually some native populations that had some victories. But they had victories in battles, but they didn't necessarily win the wars. And I do appreciate that in the movie, where it kind of shows that. Like in the first movie, they win this battle, but generally speaking, they're definitely losing the war because humanity shows up, reestablishes a colony that's even way better, way more defended, has a way better logistical pipeline, and they are just pretty much doing whatever they want. Sure, Jake Sully is kind of like poking the bear a bit, but he's not necessarily winning the war. I think of the Battle of Isanwana, where a technologically inferior foe with more numbers beat the advanced British military. The British military at this time was one of the best militaries in the world, a European colonial power. Though the Zulus won that battle, the British returned in force and resulted in the defeat of the Zulu kingdom, in the eventual annexation of its territory into the British Empire. So though they may have some success using their limited technology in great massive numbers, kind of like how we saw in the first movie, they would ultimately lose the war, and that's how the second movie starts to trend. Now, humanity shows up, more technology, better prepared. Pretty much leveled all the vegetation outside of the city, so that first army that defeated them in the first movie has a 0 chance of defeating or taking on that city in the second movie. Now, that first army was kind of like a volunteer army of all the tribes. They all showed up, realized the threat. Hey, we got to take out these humans. They do, but then humanity shows back up, and there's no second army that shows up because they probably think the mission is futile, and they would all just get killed for no reason. Understandable. So this would lead Jake Sully to fight a guerrilla war, and I think that's a smart move, Jake Sully. Guerrilla warfare is a tried and true tactic when facing a logistically and numerically superior foe. Now, I will say, from the perception, it seemed that Jake's guerrilla
I'm praying
war
on their
was
downfall.
very inconveniencing.
I'm talking Eddie Brock. I'm going to church.
He was hitting
just to pray
logistical
for
infrastructure and
this
messing
high-level
things
hater,
up.
okay?
Now, Jake Sully would be fighting his guerrilla war for over a year and then encounter his old nemesis.
Exactly.
Colonel Quaritch is back, baby. We are so back.
Yeah,
we have
by the
never
way,
been this
the
back.
guy from the first
Stephen
guy.
Lang has got to be one of my favorite actors to watch on the silver screen. His graying warmonger physiognomy fits him very well, and it's one of the genders I aspire to be. So in the lore, his memory was downloaded onto some data, and then they could take his brain and upload it into a new body. They took that data and put it into the body of an avatar. So now Colonel Quaritch is a thing that he swore to destroy. I think it's an excellent tactic to destroy your enemy. You must
fact that you can copy brains is crazy.
That is a sharp reference you may have in a Bureau fact.
Copy the same person
I like
dozens
this
of times.
concept a lot as far as the sci-fi goes. I'm already a
Just
fan of
send them to war.
sci-fi and all that entails because it is some fun
doing it.
escapism. It does raise some alarming questions, though. Does the OG guy that died get a life insurance payout if his brain gets re-uploaded? What sort of legal paperwork did
do we
the
have that
PMCs
picture of all the
/ not
pictures you
Marines
could-
that are totally Marines
It's
go
insurance.
through
That's
to
why
sign off that
Luigi heard
post-death their
insurance,
brain
he
will
showed
be
up.
re-uploaded into a different body? Like, I want to know the legality of that. Like, what's the incentives? Like, do you get like a more pay? Like, you just start back off where you're getting paid, or is there like a pay bump? With any of them that were killed,
would
and, like,
look
they
better
were
on my
married dudes
mantle.
or married ladies.
Yes,
the lady
a good
Avatar
rug.
soldiers.
They need a
If they were married, did that mean they're divorced now? Because the whole like death do us part
chat.
because
No,
they're like a
none
totally
of
different
that.
person, like
None
they're
of
not
that
like
here.
the same soul. Do they even
That's
have
good, none of that here.
souls? Can they do this for humans? Can like they print like a human version of you and upload you, kind of like carbon fiber, or like it's a new sleeve. Also, if they can do this to humans, how long have they been cloning humans for? If they can print avatar people, they surely could print human people, and then you just have a clone army that takes over Pandora. I doubt my questions will get answers, my lords. James Cameron, if you're watching this, please make a better movie. When Stephen Lang comes to as a giant blue freak, he is briefed by his human self that is now dead. The goal was to retain the memories of the saltiest on-world operators. Now, yet again, I find this a fascinating concept. With this technology, when these guys step off to go on a mission, is there some sort of way where they can download their memory from prior missions still, so they're always updating that brain data cloud? Is there even a potential technology existing that is a cloud? So when they are on mission, say they make a misstep or a mistake or something they shouldn't have done, that information instantly goes to some style of brain cloud that gets to make the next version of themselves learn from that mistake. I wonder if in a weird way it would eliminate the fear of death entirely because they know that a version of them is going to get uploaded into a new body. And if they fear death, would that make them even make some more mistakes potentially? Thanks to the actions of the terrorist Jake Sully, the recon team of Marine avatars have been activated and sent to hunt him down. They hit Pandora and they find Colonel Quaritch's human son, Spider. Now, Spider's capture compromises the guerrilla outfit of Jake Sully and his tribe. So to keep everyone in the tribe out of trouble, Jake Sully takes his family and hightails it out of there. See what I did there? Jake would then go on to integrate with a Sea People tribe along with his family and learn their ways. He would also learn that the Sea Peoples are a massive lover of the Avatar version of whales. And then in the second movie, we learn that there is a massive Avatar whaling operation going on. The humans want a substance known as Amrita. It pretty much stops human aging completely. These little vials of Amrita are worth $80 million.
They stop aging
now, in the
almost
Agent Kruger
completely.
episode, we briefly covered and played with the concept of what happens when humans live too long. And we're kind of even like weirdly dipping back into the subject of like a weirded, overcrowded Earth. Now people have the potential to live forever. What could possibly go wrong kind of thing. And of course, the chances of this only being used on the hyper wealthy is extremely high considering how expensive this Amrita would be. So this Amrita could even potentially throw our natural order well out of orbit.
Man,
now in the second movie, there's
whaler.
some
I'm on my
massive
9 to
efforts
5.
to amplify
I gotta
whaling
get my work
operations.
in.
Some
I
of the
gotta
scenes
get
you
my
can
money
see
back
more
to
whaling
my
vessels
wife.
being created in the
I don't care
factory.
about
So
what
there is
this
a clear
Marita
drive to get after
I
this
used to
stuff
get
as
this whale
opposed to
killed.
the unobtainium. And I'm sure there's a bunch of different business ventures going on the planet to make the corporation money. We added plants in the backdrop for being on Pandora.
Yeah, I guess it is a Disney movie, isn't it?
Viewer. I gotta pee.
Losing Aaron to Newcomb
I really do think they want to double down on the humanity bad narrative by showing them hunting down whales in the second movie, because it's like everyone loves whales and they're like, what would whales do to you? Now I gotta be completely honest with you. I'm gonna show you my heart a little bit. If you offered me $80 million to harpoon a whale, buddy, call me Captain Ahab, because I'm coming for that big ass whale. Would you like to harpoon this whale or keep making YouTube videos? Give me the harpoon. I'm just kidding. I love making these videos for you guys. I love YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. In all honesty, the whale money would just be dumped into YouTube.
The whale money. Yeah, I would do it.
I despise these optics, and I still have a hard time trying to feel bad about them for the human's sake. These whale things aren't even from our planet. You expect me to feel bad about alien whale things when I could potentially live forever and make
They're just ugly whales.
Dollars?
Yeah.
Now, of course,
they're not even cute whales.
80 million reasons to do it.
Cinematic battle. This one was actually a little bit underwhelming, though, compared to the first one, where it was a bunch of tribes coming together to stop this big human army. It was just Jake Sully's and his Sea People's friends tribe taking on like one whaling vessel operation and Colonel Quaritch's band of recoms. A lot less scale of epicness, I would say. Now all the recoms would get killed in this battle except for Colonel Quaritch, and yet again I have my question of these guys just get re-downloaded and Jake Sully has to fight them all over again. In the battle, Jake Sully would lose his oldest son. Now I gotta be honest, I think I'm getting soft because I watched that part of the movie where he lost his son. He has like a flashback to him too, and I was like, dang dude, that one hits me in the I couldn't imagine losing my baby boy. That would hit deep. And I think as a dad, I'm getting soft to that. I may have cried. What are you going to do about it? Now, I know we are pretty deep into the video, and I have given you a massive contextual lore dump. to get to the point of yapping, and we have to look at what the Colonel could have done
murder
better.
now.
His mission was to find and capture or kill Jake Sully. Jake Sully, of course, being the leader of the guerrilla Na'vi force. Now, Colonel Quaritch did succeed of getting Jake Sully out of the area operations of the RDA.
¿Por qué?
He also succeeded in finding Jake Sully, but he didn't
ponieron
kill
nomás
him.
que pudo
Now, in
hablar
his efforts to
español
find him,
por
they did
los
lose
próximos 5
one whaling
minutos.
vessel, but those kind of things can be
ya te
replaced.
chingaste.
Now, one thing that is going to be hard to explain is the loss of
este
human life that
Ignacio
went
lo que
along with
hizo
that,
eso.
when he probably could have
Ellos están
requested
matando
more
bien feo.
backup in the
I don't
efforts
get
to
it.
hunt down Jake Sully. Instead, he
Lo
kind of guys
hizo.
that
Él es el
que lo
hizo. Él es el que lo
fighters.
hizo.
I know,
He
I'm
should
just
have
being an
maybe
ass.
waited a little bit longer to get some more reinforced combat
Diles que
arms
no,
Now he
que
has to
es la
do it.
culpa de
just
este
a
de
whaling
este
operation kind of role. Like the whaling vessel too isn't a vehicle that's purposely driven for
Diles.
combat. Like, yeah, on it because
Diles,
everything
no
will be
puedo
done
hablar
to kill
inglés.
you. But as
Dile.
far as like warfare goes, it's not like a
Diles a
naval
YouTube
warship.
que
It must
no
be
puedo
like a
hablar
modified
inglés
naval
porque
warship
they
of
would
the
read in
Lord.
the chat.
Now, to be
Diles.
completely honest, hunting down guerrilla fighters
Dile.
is very much out of my
¿Qué?
scope of
Diles.
Oh,
as in, I've never done
I don't know
it.
who
We
you're
can,
talking
however,
to.
look at examples of our own
that he
history.
can't talk
in a way,
in
Colonel
English.
Quaritch formed an elite
You only talk in
counter-terror
Spanish.
unit with enhanced avatar
Que es
bodies
la
that were no
culpa de
longer
chat.
restricted by breathing masks
Era
and can
cul-
navigate
oh,
or Pandora
that is
thinking that
chat's
they
fault.
themselves are threats to its existence. Colonel Quaritch and his men would then adapt indigenous ways to
technically
better
it's
track
mainly his
down
fault 'cause
Jake
he told me
Sully,
not to do
gathering
it.
information because
Oh,
sets that we have possible.
Chat,
He kind of really
translate,
did
please.
just hit the ground gun-ho and said, pointing in the direct. I think that works for a guy like Colonel Quaritch. He's a very driven individual. I
Estamos
think
tan en el
that some
video.
version of a RDA CIA spook would come in
No me
very
pongas la
handy
culpa
in the
de
services of Colonel
Pues
Quaritch.
alguien lo
Despite what's shown
hizo.
in the
Este de
movie,
aquí
I
de la
doubt
izquierda
that
es
all
lo
the
que hizo.
Na'vi
Este con la
tribes are
cabeza
totally
roja,
at
ese de que
peace
hizo
with
la
one
cosa.
another.
Que nomás
There's
por
got to
hablar
be
español.
some bad blood
pero es
amongst
bien
the
gringo,
clans
ni sabe.
somewhere. If they
Sí.
can leverage that Na'vi that maybe have bad blood with other clans,
Que pueden usar
exploit a
contra
vice that they
los
may
restos de
have
los
or an interest
grupos.
in
Sí,
resources
sí,
that
sí.
they want, they can then use those Na'vi to hunt down Jake Sully as well as the recon. So there could be even more people hunting down Jake Sully around the clock. Now, the RDA could have also
Entonces, ¿sí
waged a
cómo matarías
propaganda
a la
war on
gente?
Jake Sully.
Ah,
An avatar that's
honestamente,
far away. I guarantee you can make up some fake images that look really damning to whatever the Na'vi culture
Una
is.
bomba no va a servir.
Like, there's got to be some sort of sacred ceremony where they like use like their version of an
Yeah.
Unreal Engine to make Jake Sully look like
mean-
he's doing the most unholy of things. That everyone's like, oh, we gotta kill this Jake Sully. Now, I will say the motives for both sides.
I
are
love that I hit the
extremely
take me out of the
strong.
conversation
On one end,
button.
we have the Na'vi that are fighting for
I
their
real
own
smart
world
with
and
that one.
preserving their way of life. On the other end, we have the human faction, which is still technically
Humanos,
fighting for its home
sí,
world, but trying
nosotros
to
vamos a
advance human
conquistar las
civilization beyond the
estrellas.
stars. It's extremely
I
important.
heard stars.
When I think of other
universo
guerrilla
I miss being able to
warfare, I think
understand.
that the faction that has the highest level of motivation
Los que
for
tienen
fighting
simpatía
will
con
in
la
the
gente
long term
azul
win. They may
son los
not
primeros
inflict the
que-
most
los
casualties,
primeros que se
they
van
may
a morir.
sustain massive amounts of casualty and lose many
Something about
battles,
killing blue
but if
people.
they have a high motivation, they may carry on. I think of
think.
conflicts like Vietnam or conflicts in the Middle East. We invaded Iraq and
death
Afghanistan, one
and
for
I had
WMDs that we didn't find, and the other for Osama bin Laden. Once we got him, we were still bogged down there for quite a while, and the only people that seemed to benefit was the military-industrial complex because the people of Afghanistan didn't even want democracy themselves. And a common saying about war is that it's a racket. It is state-sanctioned pillaging of your neighbor. At least with the invasion of Iraq, we were using WMDs as a guise to secure a prominence of the petrodollar. With Afghanistan, it's kind of like, once you get Osama bin Laden, why are you still there? I want my shareholder profits. What's in Afghanistan besides opium? The CIA wants to know your location.
Ayuda.
All of that
Están
to say
matando.
that whatever
Están
morality,
matando.
whatever
Ayuda,
view
por
you
favor,
have
Dios.
of
Están
war is
sacando.
critical. It is truly a noble cause to
get
fight
it?
for a planet for the gain of
Este güey.
humankind.
Este güey.
Este
Stand by
güey.
those words, because it is humanity that was created in the image
I may
of
have done a
God,
thing.
not those blue
Nally.
flags.
God, did you do it
The
again?
end.
No, I may have given
I
everyone
want my
back points that they
shareholder
spent
profits.
over the course of a long time.
Oh boy.
It went from 500 to 4K.
Wait, why are we going to Halo? What?
It's a moment of silence for
Sí,
Mal.
bueno.
Getting his ass kicked.
Ay, pero ya bebí. Estoy vivo. No pueden hacer nada. El último del día, yo salí lo más
Don't-
fuerte. Yo salí
don't
vivo y
let
voy a
any of them live.
matar todos esos que me invadieron, que me tiraron cosas.
Something about things.
Vera, you're trying hard on to understand.
All right, I'm
Okay,
back.
everyone-
I'm back.
Every once in a while, I
Thank
can
you
like
very
pick
much
out
for
a-
watching
I can pick out a
YouTube.
word.
Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you like and subscribe. We'll see you guys
No,
later
you
on
have to
Twitch.
do it in the video.
No.
Yeah, it has to be in the
No, I
video.
know.
Has to be in
I
the
know.
video.
I know. I have
I'm
to
not
do
gonna... Yes, you have to do it at the end of the video.
My God. Okay. Fuck
have
you,
to.
Lord Hasio. Why did you redeem this? Why do you have that many points?
Don't worry about it.
I hate you. I hate you all. I hate this. I'm gonna end this video as
boy.
soon as I say
Skip
it.
it.
Are you a good girl, Lord Hasio? There you go. Dad, goodbye.